Hey everyone, my name is Wedge, and our Devastation previews are trucking along at a legendary pace. In case you missed it, last night we revealed one of the single best cards in the entire set, our own exclusive preview, the Scarab God. In case you missed it, you can click the link on the screen and check it out. Trust me, you'll want to see it. Without further ado, we have a ton to talk about, so let's jump right in. And if you enjoy these videos and want more of them in the future, be sure to hit that like button, helps out a lot. Angel of Condemnation is 2 of anything and 2 white for a 3/3 angel with flying and vigilance. You can pay 3 mana and tap it to exile another target creature. Return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. You can also pay 3, tap it, and exert it to exile another target creature until the angel leaves the battlefield. Holy crap, this thing is beefy, like a total house, and easily one of the best, if not the best, limited card in the entire set. And no, we haven't seen the entire set yet, but I don't care. Vigilance and exert together, masterful. You get to attack and then legit remove something from the game. Angel of Condemnation brings together flickering and near unconditional removal. This thing is just stupid. And in Commander, don't even get me started. Rune, Brago, Derevi, Brea, just, I've had it already. It's a crazy strong angel. What a pair of abilities. Jeru the Purified is 3 of anything and 2 white for a 4/3 legendary creature human warrior with vigilance. When he enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a planeswalker card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. If a source would deal damage to a planeswalker you control, prevent 1 of that damage. Well, isn't this interesting? We're basically looking at a planeswalker tribal card. He tutors for a walker and he prevents damage to walkers, which we all know is a big deal. And he has vigilance, so he can attack and block for walkers. Wow, what a gatewatched groupie, am I right? We'll explore him more in the lore, but for playability purposes, he's a Super Friends candidate alright, especially in, you guessed it, Commander. Unesh Cryo-Sphinx Sovereign is 4 of anything and 2 blue for a 4/4 legendary creature Sphinx with flying. Sphinx spells you cast cost 2 less to cast. Whenever Unesh or another Sphinx enters the battlefield under your control, reveal the top 4 cards of your library. An opponent separates those cards into 2 piles, put 1 pile into your hand and the other into your graveyard. Wait a second, let me read that again. Okay, yeah, fact or fiction on all Sphinx, and they get insane cost reduction. I mean, Sphinx Tribal, Fact or Fictions forever. What is Magic anymore? We have so many Sphinx. Arjun, Arbiter of the Ideal, Alhamrit, Sphinx of Dwar Isle, Sphinx Ambassador, Sphinx of the Final Word, Sphinx of Lost Truth, Sphinx of Uthun. I mean, we're talking really expensive cards, cheapening them to no end, 2 generic mana each, and giving them all Fact or Fiction on a stick? Unesh is the beginning of something beautiful. Wow, I gotta build the crap out of this in Commander. I just got a Sphinx Tribal for days. Hour of Glory is 4 mana for an instant. Exile target creature. If that creature was a god, its controller reveals their hand and exiles all cards from it with the same name as that creature. Oh boy, pretty savage story beats here. Looks like the Scorpion God is all up on Rhonas. The lore, which we'll be getting into real soon, is pretty tragic, and you can see a bit of that right here. As for constructed play, assuming gods end up being insane, maybe this could see sideboard play, but even as an instant, 4 mana is a lot for this narrow of a spell, so I don't know, but hey, that flavor is spot on. Razaketh the Foulblooded is 5 of anything and 3 black for an 8/8 legendary creature demon with flying and trample. You can pay 2 life and sacrifice another creature to search your library for a card and put that card into your hand. Holy butts. This set's just off the wall insane. First things first, thank goodness they banned Marvel. I couldn't imagine having to deal with this crap all format. Now, Razaketh isn't as crazy as Gristlebrand, but he's a powerful demon nonetheless. At 8 mana and triple black, standard playability is suspect, but we all know why we're talking about this. Commander! Mazarek, Marin, Gave, even something like Shattergang Brothers. There are a million places this dude fits. Best part? His synergy with Shadowborn Apostle. Now that's what I'm talking about. It's nice. Earthshaker Kenra is 2 mana for a 2/1 Jackal Warrior with haste and Eternalize, costing 4 of anything and 2 red. When it enters the battlefield, target creature with power less than or equal to the Kenra's power can't block this turn. Another solid Eternalize card. You play it early and wall off a blocker for a turn in a red aggressive deck. You bring it back later as a 4/4 with haste that can brick something much larger. Great synergy with its own ability, top-notch design. This is a red aggro card if I've ever seen one. Be on the lookout for mono red, because this card has that feeling in spades. I'm just warning you, look out. Hope Tender is 2 mana for a 2/2 human druid. You can pay 1 mana and tap it to untap target land. You can also pay 1 mana, tap it, and exert it to untap 2 target lands. Yes, thank you. I love this type of exert. Exert that doesn't have to do with combat. I am all in. The more cards we get like this, the better. Hope Tender allows you to ramp a little bit now at the cost of a 2/2 for a bit. It may seem underwhelming, but it says any target land. Non-basics are oftentimes more valuable than 1 generic mana. It can help you fix, it can help you use abilities on lands more often, like animated abilities for instance. There's a ton of flexibility here, not just in Standard, but certainly in Commander. Hope Tender and Nykthos, for example, dirty. Or Razaketh, just stop me now. Rhonas' Last Stand is double green for a sorcery. Create a 5/4 green snake creature token. Lands you control don't untap during your next untap step. Wait a second. What? For 2 mana, you get a 5/4 on turn 2. For 2 mana. And the only downside is you don't have a turn 3? I'll take that literally every day. This is Standard playable easily. A 5/4 on turn 2? Come on. If they remove it, whatever. Most of the time they can, and you're diving in turn 3 with a 5/4. Would you play this on turn 2? Yes. Turn 3? Probably still yes. I'm done. This is amazing. Standard playable forever. Just crazy strong. Wow. Uncage the Menagerie is X and double green for a sorcery. Search your library for up to X creature cards with different names that each have converted mana cost X. Reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle your library. What a weirdly worded card. So let's say that X is 4. You search your library for up to 4 creature cards with different names that each have a converted mana cost of 4. Alright, seems pretty friggin' good. Guess where? Commander. Also Standard. Creature tutors are obviously highly coveted in the Commander format, and considering you're going to need to spend a lot of mana to get most of what you want, I don't see this being that great of a Standard card. Maybe, I don't know. Possibly in something like Yisan could be good. Selvala to get you going. Actually, lots of places, considering Commander's a giant format with a ton of singleton creatures. Figure that one out. Now, it'll be popular there for sure. For Standard, I'm up in the air. Let me know what you think. River Hoopoe is 1 green and 1 blue for a 1/3 bird with flying. You can pay 5 mana and you gain 2 life and draw a card. Am I the only one super pumped about this thing? 2 mana for a 1/3 flyer is alright, but that ability is actually really good, especially in Limited. If you're already in a blue-green deck, this is going to be hugely powerful for you. And look at that artwork. Put me in, coach. I'm ready for the Hoopoe. Seriously, is it wrong that this excites me way more than most cards we've looked at this week? I love it. This is fantastic. Resolute Survivors is 1 of anything, 1 red and 1 white for a 3/3 human warrior. You may exert it as it attacks. Whenever you exert a creature, Resolute Survivors deals 1 damage to each opponent and you gain 1 life. This is a sign that Exert is getting a lot of support in Hour of Devastation Limited. We've already seen a number of cards with it, and I expect that number to rise rapidly. The Survivors on its own? Pretty sweet, actually. A 3/3 for 3 with Exert Tribal, that's a strong card. I think we're looking at a powerful red-white Exert situation in this upcoming Limited format. Keep an eye out. Driven is 2 mana for a sorcery. Until end of turn, creatures you control gain trample, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Despair is a sorcery with Aftermath. Until end of turn, creatures you control gain menace, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, that player discards a card. Wow, this is a neat pre-combat trick. If you can use both, you get to draw a bunch, force them to discard a bunch, and granting menace and trample basically means both of those things are probably going to happen. I'm a huge fan of this card. It is sorcery speed, but it's real cheap for both. Could easily swing a game in your favor by drawing even just 2 to 3 and forcing them to discard the equal amount. This is strong stuff. Reason is 1 blue for a sorcery, scry 3. Believe is 5 mana for a sorcery with Aftermath. Look at the top card of your library. You may put it onto the battlefield if it's a creature card. If you don't, put it into your hand. Alright, this is my kind of Aftermath. This is what I want to see in Amonkhet. My goodness. So for a single blue, you get to fix the top of your deck, and then when it's in the graveyard, you get to believe in the heart of the cards and then drop a fatty. It is an Aetherworks Marvel, but it could very well do the trick. Obviously, you aren't going to want to Reason first turn. You want to set this up as a same turn or consecutive turn combo. Either way, certainly powerful with giant creatures. Love this Aftermath design. 10 out of 10. Hostile Desert is a land desert card that you can tap to add 1 colorless mana to your mana pool. You can also pay 2 of anything and exile a land card from your graveyard, and Hostile Desert becomes a 3/4 elemental creature until end of turn. Hot dang! This is incredibly powerful, especially since we have a new common cycle of cycle lands. You filter some cards, drop the desert, and boom, a 3/4. That's a ton of value for a low cost. Either unlimited with the common cycle or unconstructed with the bicycle lands. I actually think this might be competitive in the right deck. I am impressed. Exiling any land in your yard, that's real nice. So many cards, just so many. We looked at a lot today. So what are you thinking? How are you feeling about Hour of Devastation so far? Personally, I love the mechanics and I love how synergistic they are with themselves. I know that sounds a bit weird to say, but seeing Eternalize work with creatures with Eternalize is awesome. Seeing Exert used in new and exciting ways, awesome. I'm looking forward to playing with this set because the cards just seem so dang cool. Again, be sure to let me know what you're thinking. I gotta know where your heads are at. Is this the Hour of Devastation you want? Be sure to let me know and we'll talk about it. Also, stay tuned for more Hour information as the weekend approaches. We still have a ton to talk about, and as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. This video is brought to you in part by TCGplayer.com. Hour of Devastation is looking pretty rad, you gotta admit. Now's the time to pre-order. Boxes are just under $93 each right now on TCG Player. If you don't have a local game store or yours is charging way too much, right here, we got you. Believe in low prices and you get them. It's that easy. So click the link on the screen if you want in. It's gonna be sweet. Enjoy.